Hello again, and welcome back to Right Man in the Wrong Place. My name is Luke Tatum. I react to music. I'm so glad that you are here, choosing to spend some of your valuable time with me. We're recording for Friday, and that means every Friday it is random drawing day. We're going to go to the wheel of names and see what we get. And so, who knows? If you would like to make an unpaid request, you can do that at any time, as many times as you'd like, over at the request form in the description box below. Um, but it's random. So right now there's 109 entries in here. Let's see what we get. All right, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, The End of Denial. Let me get all this set up and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So we've got from the game, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, a song called The End of Denial. The game released in 2024, so the song is from 2024. And I notice on the video title, it says The End of Denial Metempsychosis. And we're going to have an intro and some QuickTime events. So this was from FrawnnieCrazz. FrawnnieCrazz, thank you very much. I like that username. That is a lot of fun. I appreciate you making the request. This is relatively recent, so I'm glad I got to it in a reasonable amount of time. There are still people with requests from 2024. So, hey, just happy it worked out for you. This says it was composed by Sega Sound Team and Chihiro Aoki, a very talented artist from the RGG studio. Ryu, well, I forgot. I forgot exactly what RGG stands for. I see it every time I start up one of their games. First time seeing me react to any of this stuff, I have played Judgment, Lost Judgment, most of Yakuza 0, and Like a Dragon, the first Like a Dragon with Ichiban and stuff. So I haven't played Infinite Wealth, so this will be fun. I love these games, though. So let's get into it. This is kind of a longer one. It's 6 minutes and 9 seconds. And yeah, let's have a good time. Let's go. It's the Dragon of Dojima. I have no idea who that is. Okay, so we got a freeze frame here as we enjoy the music. All right. So, first impressions, other than just loving Yakuza, I freaking love Yakuza, right? So, the games, okay, I'm not talking about organized crime. It's kind of got this like end of the anime, big plot reveals kind of energy to it, this sort of ba-dum-dum, ba-dum-bum. It's really good. It's really good. It gets me right in the emotions, and it makes me want to play the game like right now. I had such an incredible time with the first Like a Dragon. Ichiban is an amazing protagonist. And so I don't know what Kiryu is doing in here, because like he was a very minor character. Well, I guess it's a spoiler, but he was a very minor character in Like a Dragon. And I kind of thought he was done. I didn't think he was going to keep coming back over and over. But I saw Nanba and some of the other characters here from the first one, which is awesome. I really would like to know all of Kiryu's story, but I don't. So, it's kind of a huge backlog going through all the games. But musically, like, it's just what an instant tone setter. I mean, this is the kind of thing to me that if I had never played any Yakuza game, watching something like this, like, I gotta play this. This is awesome. The Judgment soundtrack was that way. It very much it captured the, detective vibe and had these big moments, but the Yakuza games have this like, you know, honor and chivalry and stuff that's kind of like in the world of organized crime, and it's so incredible how they capture it with music. So let's keep listening. It's like this is, you know, my perspective versus your perspective, right? It's like the, you know, Goku versus whoever, right? Like, no, this is why we fight kind of a thing, you know? Your worldview is wrong. We're gonna show you the power of friendship, you know? Like, oh man, it's so good. Ooh, ooh. This drum kit, okay, so this drum kit is really, really nice. I mean, obviously, they could have a drum kit and they could have, you know, a set of timpani and they could have a whole concert orchestra, you know, percussion section and all that. But the mixing of the drums is really, really good. The use of cymbals. If a drummer is really good, they know how to lay some cymbals in other than on the one. You know what I'm saying? It's like it doesn't just have to be a crash cymbal at the beginning of each measure or every 2 or 4 measures. It's like it's a texture that you can add into the sound, right? And so we've got some really cool fills. I actually want to listen to again. I mean, you get a good drummer, you know I'm interested. So let's go. Yeah. Nice kind of syncopation with the bass drum, the bass kick. Kind of a siren type of effect here. High stakes, right? Rock ballad sort of stuff going on. Now the drums become very muted, or it's a pulling away. This is the calm before rejoining our fists, you know? Yeah. Double time. Crazy, crazy guitar soloing. Yeah. Okay. Phase 2 or whatever. Yeah. Oh. Sick. Cross counter. Uh-oh. Okay. So first of all, Japanese love cross counters. Like it's in like every Yakuza game, I would assume, probably, because it's just such a thing. But yeah, freaking Kiryu's got gray hair now, and he just keeps getting pulled back into the world and has to fight. But so he's pulled out a sword, right? And so musically, let's try to see what we notice that's different. So you have this new kind of line of strings. It's almost like a more mature sound here. You've got this sort of like, you know, it's not orchestra hits in the way that every movie trailer since 2004 has been, you know, crazy high string unified orchestra hits. It's a texture, right? We've got these strings, we've got this nice new melodic line that sort of tells the story of an increased intensity, right? This is a more life or death moment. It's not just a competition of wills. It's a one wrong move could be the end kind of a thing, right? It's but again, this is a mature way of approaching the topic in the way that like every Western Hollywood type thing has completely forgotten for 20 years at least. And right, you don't just have to make the strings louder. You don't just have to have the whole orchestra play the same note at the same time. Like this is a very subtle kind of evolution. And my favorite thing in games, by the way, is the adaptive soundtrack. The you know, Mystical Ninja starring Goemon, right? Like you go into the Ghost Toys castle and it's got this cool bass line and all this stuff. And then there's slightly more instruments as you get deeper into the castle. And then there's slightly more instruments as you get deeper into the castle. You know, they'll have like 3 or even 4 phases to the songs. Xenoblade Chronicles has some incredible use of this too, as like Xenoblade 3. And I just eat that up. Like if a game has that, it instantly goes from like a B to an A or an A to a S or whatever. You know, it's such an elevating move. You could have just played the same boss music the whole time. Final Fantasy VI, Kefka, right? You could have just played the same music the whole time. But no, you go up the phases and then you have the final version. And it's like, that's elevation done correctly. So yeah, this is high stakes. It's a high stakes moment. Requires focus, requires a calm mind. This blade is gonna spill your guts, you know? Heavy backbeat. I guess it's not really a backbeat. 1 and 3. Now we get back into that contest of wills, right? This is the yelling your perspective on life, your philosophy at the other person. You're wrong. We're gonna show you the power of the human race, you know, whatever. Gurren Lagann. This is the showing of your vulnerable underbelly, what you really believe, you know, your core formative experience. No, you know, our friend lost his life to get us here. We're gonna finish the fight. Right? That kind of stuff. So good. It is so good. The freaking Yakuza games, man, they do not miss. So far, in my experience. You know, I didn't notice until just now because I guess the mixing and these headphones and stuff, but there's a lot of, in this phase, there's a lot of playing on the rim. So, on the rim of the snare, or on one of the toms, perhaps. But to play on the rim of the drum instead of on the drum head, you don't get this nice resonant boomy sound. You get just a tap. And so it's this kind of like, you know, you want to make something intense, you want to do battle music, you got to have percussion, right? But this is a sort of a different thing. You don't have to play on the toms and the timpani and whatever. You can have these subtleties, right? It's a fuller sound. You have these little taps and other sort of effects in there. It's like what if you put a clave in here? It's be different. You know, it's creates some extra texture, and it's so good. Oh man. Oh. Unbelievable. Ugh. I'm probably going to have to mark this as containing violent imagery when I do my YouTube checks. Good Lord. Awesome. And I bet there's, 10 more cutscenes after this fight or whatever, even if this is the end of the game, which I don't know. I don't know if that's the main baddie or not. But what could be more Yakuza than, fighting your way to the top of a, skyscraper and fighting the guy in the penthouse or whatever. It's super cool. Super, super, super cool. That song is awesome. I love the sort of, unresolved sort of sound there at the end. It's like, yeah, we go back to our home node or whatever, but it's very like, now we've got to re-fight verbally and stuff now that he's not got the will to fight physically. Yeah, it just sets up for that next scene that is coming, and it's awesome. So that was great. FrawnnieCrazz, thank you very much for the request. And if you have a request, again, go to the form in the description box below. You can just leave an unpaid request whenever you feel like it, and I'll draw them randomly. The more people do that, the more there are, the lower chances of your request actually coming up to the top and getting done. So if you'd like to get something on my radar very quickly, I do paid requests Mondays and Wednesdays as long as I have them, and you can do that at the Buy Me a Coffee. Let me know also if you're into Patreon. If you prefer Patreon for things like this, we can set up another parallel platform over there. We're doing that for SideQuest Sages, the gaming podcast. And if you're into great stories, and you must be because you have good taste, I see you playing Yakuza games and caring about Yakuza music, head down to the channel, Right Man in the Wrong Place, this channel, and you'll find the SideQuest Sages podcast where we are playing through in a guided book club format for those who have never played it before or returning veterans, Chrono Trigger. My friend Corey has never played it before. We're playing through it together. We're like 6 or 7 episodes into that already. We're going to keep going. I don't know how many episodes it's going to be, but really examining the story and what makes it work and all that. So we'd love to have you over there watching those as well. All right. It's enough rambling from me. What could be more appropriate than my usual outro? The right man in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world. I will see you soon.